this is lesson, I think it's 170. We'll find out later anyway. But the one I want to paint for you today is a place. One of my favourite places around the world is Croatia, and this one is a place called Kotor. Lovely little place. And the colours I want to use today are my usual colours. I'll leave them there for you to have a look at. Then we'll move that. Then we'll get cracking, shall we? So let's get them out of the way. And what we've got some mountains in the background. We've got sort of banks here, one or two buildings here, buildings on the sort of sticky out bit here, and then some buildings here, and then water. Okay, so let's have a try. There's a bit of snow on this mountain, so we've got to be careful there. So I'll get the sky done first. We'll paint that with our ultramarine. Clear blue sky, this one. It's a beautiful day when we went there. It's a number 20 brush, this, by the way, folks. It'll do what I want it to do. Man the mountains. Keep the line flowing so it doesn't dry on you. And we're about done there. I can tidy the mountains up later. That's the sky. That's the blue. I want to put the sea in at the same time. So let's get this water in. I've matched out one or two buildings there because they're white actually. So it's handy having that. Nearly finished. That's the beauty of a big brush like this. You can cover some ground quickly on it. I'll bring this water towards me. There's some French ultramarine burnt umber there. Let's see if I can get a touch of that into here. Bring it towards me just here. Two little bits there. Then stop. Right, it's dry now. So I thought what we'll do is tattle these mountains, get the distant ones in first, and I've mixed some the ultramarine blue and the alizarin crimson together to get a weak mix to take this mountain back a bit. This mountain just here is. And I'm leaving some areas with snow on the mountain, so I've got to be careful that don't sort of obliterate all the snow. The light is coming from about here, over my right shoulder. Not too much detail in the background. Same with this one here. Similar story. That's a bit of background. Now I want to mix a bit of stronger colour now because we're bringing it forward now. Let's see if I can get that strong enough. Just test me. I've just less water with it. See how we go with that. Do a stronger mix. Yeah, that should be all right. That's the ultramarine and burnt umber, this one. So we're getting mixing forward. Leave some gaps. The snow on them there hills. Lovely place. As I said, I've been around the world many times. I've been fortunate to do that, and people say to me, "Where's your favourite place?" And I say Cromer because I live there because it's nice. But one of my favourite places to travel to is Croatia. It's absolutely beautiful. It is. Let the snow come down into areas like that. Crevices without the snow. Keep it flowing. You can see the separation of the colours now. That paler colour now has gone backwards because you're in the stronger colour in the foreground of this mountain. Around the house. Take it down to there. Right. I'll cut some of this out because there's too much mountain for you here, but you'll get the impression of what we're about anyway. Snow coming down there. Leave the white paper. That's what your snow is. It's negative painting really. You're painting the negative shapes around this area. You're leaving white. So we're painting the mountain and leaving the snow. A bit down there. Well, that's dry now. Let's just concentrate on this greenery that's in front of this now. So it's a sort of it's closer to it. It's a brighter green, and the way you get that is put more cadmium yellow into it. Brings it towards you. I must add there's a bit of a building there on on the shore beyond the main picture, beyond the main buildings. Fiddle this bit. Because this is like bushes and that behind these houses, so you've got to show a bit of light and dark on this, haven't you? So we'll get this in first and see where we go from there. I'll do this bit first, and then I'll put some darks into that. Right. Light from the right, don't forget. Right, a bit more greenery on that next section here. It's a bit more colour, but I'm running out of colour. That's the cadmium yellow and the Windsor blue red shade I've used in this to get this nice lush green. Some of these shrubs are a bit brighter than others, so you just pop your brush into your cadmium yellow. It'll give you sort of a variation. Let's get rid of some of the greenery there. I think we'll go on to more bushes here, but sort of smarten up these bushes. I'll put some cadmium lemon in this, and let's give these bushes a bit of foreground interest. Bit of dark in the bottom of it. That's the burnt umber and French ultra. Light from the right, darks from the left. Another bush there I missed. Let's pop that one in. I'll edit some of this out for you because it'll bore the pants off you. think I'll show a bit of this colour. Just down here. Down there. Right, I'm starting to fill now, so stop. Right. I think the next thing to do is to do some of these buildings here. There's some pantel shaped roofs on there, so I'll pop that in first. Then we'll take the masking fluid off this stuff later. So let's get in touch with let's see, some burnt umber, I think. Burnt sienna. Just give it a touch of pantel colour. See where we go with that. There's one or two here. Just a touch on top of that. It's in the distance, you see. Touch on that. Yeah, some of these buildings, they look pristine. They do in the. And I don't know how they keep them looking like that, because they do look marvellous. They do. I've got to put a little bit of a darkness on that, just to show a bit of age. You'll see the edge of the pantel roof just there. You might, I'm struggling a bit here. I'll see some on the edge of that, but I've got some that's masked out first, so I'll have to unmask that and sort it out from there. I want to get some of this here masking fluid off, so I can retain the whiteness of these houses. Let's see where we go from here. But if you want some suggestions of buildings in here, so there's some windows to put in this one. Some of this side as well. the space. Twirling it on. I got tired of that bit up there because it was the masking fluid had gone mad on it. We needed that. One here. Well, this one here is it. It had some windows in. Don't know what it was, so I've made it something, whatever it was. Tidied the sides up. I'll cut a lot of this out because you don't want to be bored by watching somebody paint every blooming window, do you? There's a thin strip of, well, these buildings are still on something, and I haven't shown that yet, so I think we should show it. Put some burnt umber. Burnt umber should sort that out a little bit. Just to show the land it was standing on. That's right, that's burnt umber. So I'm going to put a strip of this this land along here. So they're all still on something. Right, that's dry. I think what I want to try now is to take some of the reflections from these buildings after this water. I'll try and lift it out with my sort of put a rule on it, see if I can get some lines down it to indicate some reflection down here. So I'll use a rule for that. Let's see if I can. That's pulled out quite well, that. Now this one's pulling out. Just here. That's a bit of a reflection, or it's showing a reflection there. We'll show some windows and stuff like that, don't we? So we're going to do that. You might get some of this brown down here for a start. suggest some windows in this. Well, probably should have some pan tile in it. They're all, won't we? Just about here. It stretches the building on a reflection, by the way. So I don't think that they've just gone magically long. It just stretch them. Don't ask me why, but it does. Put a touch of burnt raw sienna, burnt sienna in here, because it looks a bit weird. It does as I've got it there. Just a touch, just to make it look like pan tile. I think I'll put a bit of that, some of that greenery in there. Take some of this green, darker, and I'll bring it down here because it's that hillside there. Keep it coming down. Keep it flowing. I'm not talking much because I'm concentrating on my reflections. This side here. A bit tricky reflection, so you've got to be a bit careful with it. You might get a touch from this hillside here, but I'll just pop some of that in just here. Now it's time to fiddle. Bit of white there, take the white out. Right, we're going to create one or two shadows, I think, on this, because the light's coming from the right, isn't it? So we've got to sort of make sure that we get some impression of sort of shadows from the other side, on the other side. Now there's not going to be much shadow there because that's in full sun. You've got a touch under that eaves there, perhaps a touch down there, a touch under that piece there, and under that, you get a touch on that, on that bit, and that bit, and then under there, and under there. On the right, see a touch down here on that shadow on that side, On the mountains, I think you where the crevices are, you're gonna instead of getting sort of stark white and that, you're gonna get some of this sort of stuff. Where it's away from the sun, so it's gonna show it's going to be in shade, if you like. Some of it, as the sun's catching the crevice just there, it'll create a sort of a dark to the edge of it, like that. And I think we'll feel some of this on the water. Yeah, number 10 brush on that, that'll sort me out on that one, I think. Let's have a go at this. So on this, I'm going to sort of show a few marks on this. As the water ripples, you get marks across it, don't you? Stop. That's dry now. I think if I do any more, I'll be fiddling. I think so. So I think what we'll do, we'll pop a mount on it and see what we've got, and see if it's tidied it up a little bit at least. So that, folks, is a place called Kotor, Kotor, and that's in Croatia. And I think we'll call this picture the Croatia Kotor Reflections, because it's the reflections in the water for the buildings and that, and it's a nice, lovely place. I've enjoyed painting that. So until next time, folks. It's goodbye. And do if you've enjoyed it, please subscribe and I'll see you on the next one. Okay? Bye bye, folks.